Hello everyone, welcome to the Butter Market in Bury St Edmunds here. My name is Nick Coffey here and I'm doing a solo video here, and hopefully I'll be able to sort of train Julian spoons up very much soon. Yeah, you join me here in November, and of course it's pretty mild despite a bit of spitting rain, but it's not too bad actually, as the weather forecast sort of predict that it's going to move away eventually. But yeah, I'm at the Butter Market here. You can see, of course, behind me I've got a lovely coffee shop behind me, which is Cafe Nero here, and we're going to take you a little bit around the market here on this particular occasion, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the videos here. So let's start with Cafe Nero here. It's something that Haverhill don't have, and some other towns and maybe even villages don't have them. I don't think I've seen one in Great Yarmouth, and maybe I'm wrong by that, but of course more cost of coffee and things like that. And this is the Butter Market here. This is the main market here, and these are the things that you're going to expect to see on market day. Moyses Hall Museum is just there. And yes, let's have a little bit of a wander around here. You've obviously got your Halifax Bank, and you've also got your Poundland and Sports Direct, and many things, of course, down the other way. So you've got your fishmongers over there. You can see from that very point there what they're trying to sell there. And obviously on this side you've got your clothes store there, and we'll check out that bit there in just a little bit, find out what they actually are doing. So this is pretty much what they are doing on this scaffolding bit here. We'll only show you it brief because some people think it's not very interesting. So yeah, obviously they've got a plan there, and obviously improving and widening the market here. And thoroughfare by over 50%, 2 ground floor commercial units and 12 flats above. Obviously it's still open for business around the area. So this gives you a rough idea, and hence why on the other side at St Andrew Street, some of the buses like the Haverhill 15 and 14, Haverhill to Bury, is not going through there at the moment. It's on diversion at the moment. And if you're a watch lover, so you've got all sorts of stalls down here, and you've got an advertisement thing for this tourist attraction place. Nice little banner there. Spectacle of light, music and live entertainment at Abbey Gardens, illuminated this winter. Is it really winter? Well, it doesn't feel as cold as winter normally is, but of course that is pretty much a good thing, that we're not too cold, because it's quite mild for the time of year it is, like this minute here on Wednesday the 10th of November 2021. So these are the shops. Well, no, more shops over here. You've got the works like you have in Haverhill and many other towns. W.H. Smith here, and the Butter Market is just around the corner there. I know this used to be an art gallery building turned into a betting shop, So this basically is the rest of the market stalls. I don't know what that person is actually saying down there. Shall I avoid that at all costs? Yeah, I think I avoided that guy by all costs there. I think most people would. Because it sounds like he's talking on one note. Anyway, I've always been tempted to have one of these hog roasts, especially at fairs and all that kind of thing. £4.50 for a hog roast, roll. You can see that, not bad. You can see how they make it and prepare it. So yeah, more stalls, as in market stalls down here. I believe they are a bookstall there, that kind of thing, if you can actually work out what that is. You've got all sorts of stuff here. Cotton wool mainly. So that was a glimpse of the butter market kind of market situation on a Wednesday here in Bury St Edmunds in Suffolk. And we're going to combine some more town kind of views here. We're heading to a nice town in Suffolk, so please stay with the one you're on whilst we leave you with a few more pictures here in Bury St Edmunds, and just thought I'd tell you that basically, and hopefully you stay with the one you're on. Bury has a bigger Iceland than Haverhill and many other Icelands, and this one's easy to find. Somebody decided to have a disco, so I've got to walk on very quick. This is what used to be the fire station. I've literally only discovered it used to be the fire station. Obviously it's moved to another section of Bury St Edmunds. Let me know in the comments where it's been moved to, but it's now a Halifax Bank. As you see the Halifax sign over there. Well, you've got all sorts of shops down here. We'll focus on these in depth on another video, but I'd like to show you this, if I may, because on the right hand side actually is something really spectacular I do want to show before this video ends. But I just want to show you the smallest ever pub in Bury St Edmunds and possibly East Anglia and maybe the UK as well. And this where you'll see it. Of course, the nutshell. They haven't got any tables outside, so of course that means it's not summer. And it's actually not open at the moment. The smallest pub. Maximum of 15 people can only come inside at one time. Amazing. And that's pretty much what it looks like inside. So we come around here, ignoring all the bikes. I'm sure they are lovely to see. Coming around this side here, this used to be Cafe Rouge. I doubt it's going to be open again, but I remember that as a good restaurant. Done a couple of reviews on that. I've now come to this section. You can gather what I'm pretty much showing you here. Yeah, and let's start with this. Of course, you've got the November deal at the moment of this place here, which I'm about to reveal. It is the Corn Exchange of Bury St Edmunds. Spoons. It's time for a spoons here. Look at all the coffees that you can actually get. Is that coffee? That's actually beer. But the Levazar is the actual coffee. Nice. So this is the Corn Exchange. You can actually literally go up these steps. Be careful as you go up them. I think you can go either left or right of the building. They've got stairs on each end. And I can remember they used to have track and trace in the building, but they don't have that now, which is good. Going back to some kind of normality, whatever that is. It's a magnificent, fantastic building to look at. Looks even better in the summer. And it is very difficult to get a picture of this building in particular from here. So what you would do then is move on to the other side of the road. You'd actually come across here, which I'll show you now. And being careful as we cross. So you get a view of it here without me falling over, because yeah, and it's not even easy getting a picture shot of this like this, but it's much better in the summer. Obviously you've got the blue sky that you get in the summer, but it's obviously a bit overcast today, but of course nonetheless it's still nice to get a close-up of this. So that's the Corn Exchange in Bury St Edmunds. We've got all sorts of shops on each side here. We'll talk about that again, as I said previously, in more depth in another video. Just waiting for this lift.
Level 1. Doors opening.
And that's the lift. Bye. Let's enter. This is the spoons, and of course this is the Corn Exchange in Bury St Edmunds.
Doors closing. Platform 2. Doors opening.
Yeah. How come?
As you see the lovely views of the train as it departs from Stowmarket. But that was the delayed train due to the freight train that actually apparently was in front of us and it broke down. And on behalf of touring with us, many thanks for watching this video here, sounding like a train announcer. Do you think I could make it? Some people think I could and some people think I couldn't. Anyway, it is Nick Coffey, the face behind the voice of the voiceover today. Well, ending the show in complete style, hopefully, and buttering it up at the same time. Talking about buttering up, of course, we kicked off with the Butter Market Day on Wednesday in Bury St Edmunds in Suffolk. Then it was followed by some exclusive footage of, firstly, Bury St Edmunds train station and the lift, and of course we showcased a little bit of the Stowmarket train station. Next up is the actual town of Stowmarket on part number 2. Hopefully you can join us for that. Hi everyone, welcome back to part number 2, where we are firstly recapping on the last part, and that was of course where we left off from the last video, Stowmarket train station. Ladies and gentlemen, I've arrived in Stowmarket today. Hello to everybody watching right this minute here. Not something that I often say on my videos, but I more say them on my lives. But yeah, I'm stood in front of what is known as the Stowmarket train station here. If you've never been to Stowmarket before, this is the main train station here, and you can see the bridge just behind me, which you have to cross if you're coming towards Ipswich. And of course, if you're going back to Cambridge, it'll be on platform 1. So something to remember for the future, okay, in terms of trains. And you saw the glorious view from the top of the bridge a minute ago. That's where I literally was stood, just literally behind me on that top of the bridge. So we're going to walk through towards the town here. I thought I'd do a video instead of a live because I want to bring Julian Speens on next time, so he can come down here and see this next time. So of course, let's explore. Whilst that train is moving there, that's heading towards Ipswich. Slightly delayed, but I think they're coming back to normal here. Despite a delayed train, it was sort of touch and go. We had to wait for a freight train to clear because actually it broke down for a little bit. Well, the red light actually held it up for a little while, so we got the announcement from the train announcer saying that it was slightly delayed and hoped to be on the move. Eventually it was going to go to green, and that was just fortunate for us. Well, fortunate for me because it's only me on the train, and of course for the rest of the people that were on the train. And of course the opposite person next to me was a little bit disappointed because they had to get to appointment, so they were a bit sort of frustrated with that. So we'll take you and explore the town a little bit more and head towards this way. This is the King's Arms Free House, which I showcased before in Stowmarket. It's nice little wine bars there. It looks very posh from where I'm actually standing here. Wonder how old this is. Let me know in the comments. Looks like somebody's house, doesn't it? It really does, doesn't it? And coming up here, I always remember this coming up here. And yeah, this is the road that will actually take you to the high street and to the church in just a little bit. But yeah, this is, of course, I would say on my seeing from here is what looks like a lovely building, And what it is the maltings. Eat, drink and dine, or even dance actually. It actually says that. That's the sign for that. Eat, drink and dance. The Mill Bar and Grill. So there you go. Open from 11 AM daily. So of course you can go in there and have a meal. And there's burgers, drink, dine, eat and take away over there as well. I don't know if that's part of the maltings there, but yeah. I think some people are familiar with this sign here. It's got a sign to Sudbury, look, on the B1115. I've never heard of that place though. Great Thin Borough. Ipswich on the A1308 and Bury St Edmunds on the 1308 that way, or the A14. All on the A14 each way. Leedham Market, B1113, Tom's Ford there. That's the sign there. And that's the sign to carry on down here. Do you know what? I can actually smell food from here. Burgers and chips. It's that sort of fatty feel. You know, it's making me hungry. But of course, I've got another place I can go for a meal. And hopefully it'll be an enjoyable one. And you can see this is a walk little area here. There's so many walk areas. It kind of like reminds me of Bishop Stortford in a way. This sort of riverside here. In operation throughout the Stowmarket town centre, so they are watching in case there's anyone naughty around. So this is quite a nice little thing to look at here, Stowmarket and the River Gipping. Got some information here to look at if anyone can read that. I'll leave you to read that in slow motion. The Gipping Valley River Path. Quite useful information. And the maltings, which is the building which I showed you a minute ago. I'll probably show you more detail on another video, but for now we'll just leave it at that. I can hear ducklings here. Just be careful of the edge here. And this is the road to the town centre of the High Street of Stowmarket. Follow me. As to where I've got to literally go, because I've literally come from the train station here, it doesn't literally take too long, unless you're an elderly person that can't walk too far. I'm not mocking any of those, but of course what I'm saying is if you're feeling that you can't do it anymore, then you wouldn't actually think it's something that would take a little bit less time than normal. But of course you'd probably think it's a long way. But for those people who are fit, kind of like me, because I don't mind walking this distance into the town, then you'd actually think it's at least about 5 or 10 minutes to get into the town. Now you thought about Gipping Valley River. This is Gipping Way we're coming up to now. I've just crossed the traffic lights. It's a busy traffic light, as you can see. Well, set of traffic lights. You literally have to press the button and wait your turn. Now if there was one way you could actually skip through and go towards the town there, it would be this way. I don't think you can go through that way. But this is the John Peel, of course, Centre for Creative Arts. Absolutely brilliant. You can check out all the shows and all that kind of thing. All the latest stuff that is on. It's a nice sort of special, unique building. And the view from the church there. There's literally no way you can get from here to the town centre, so it's useful to know that for next time. Julian Spoon's better be learning this, otherwise he won't know the area. He'll go, I don't know the area, I don't know the area, I'm new to the area. Looks like some old buildings around here. Just look at that. Just look at that little bit of the tower there. It's fascinating to view from here, I have to say. Well, I better be lucky enough to film this before it gets dark here, because we're coming up to a church here, which is a historic building. You can see that. It would be open normally during the day, but of course last time I came here was actually a sort of revamp inside the church, so that was useful to know that. Nice little bushes and hedges there. So I'm heading towards the town here, as you can see. Still cars coming around here. It's quite a busy area actually. So yeah, this way is quite safe, to be fair. If I was to take a friend down here, definitely quite safe to come down here. This is the parish church of St Peter and St Mary Stowmarket, and you can see there is a Sunday morning service 10 AM and a little bit of a promotion for the church there. So of course I could actually turn right, but I want to show you this area here. It's a little bit wet down here, but of course it's not too bad. It's walkable weather. This is one door of the church here. Just magnificent. As we walk down here. Oh, by the way, there's a Queen's Head pub worth noting here. Definitely worth coming along here for a little bit of a drinky poos. And this route here, just to the right, is probably where the actual bus from Bury St Edmunds actually will arrive. Somewhere down there, I think. I may be wrong. Nearly slipped over there, but of course you have to be careful because it is quite wet on the pavements, but they are very nicely laid here. It's so quite a nice area to walk around. There's obviously a ramp here for disabilities, and then you've got the door, which is the main door that normally is open. There's another notice board here on this side of the church. There's another door as well, and this is the main churchyard. Just imagine taking gin and spoons on here. What would he think at night on his own? It's quite a nice little atmospheric place. I would like to do this more in the summer. Now, if there was one way you could actually skip through and go towards the town there, it would be this way. I don't think you can go through that way. But this is the John Peel, of course, Centre for Creative Arts. Absolutely brilliant. You can check out all the shows and all that kind of thing. All the latest stuff that is on. Nice sort of special unique building, and the view from the church there. There's literally no way you can get from here to the town centre, so it's useful to know that for next time. It's a bit like Puddle Lane down here at the moment. It's very wet. Look at the reflection here. I'm glad I'm not doing a live because I could actually fall over, but in the summer people were sitting outside here. Just think of that. And now in the winter it's bound to be a bit wet on the old occasions, but actually it's not too bad weather wise. It's quite fresh and cool for this time of year in November. Still on the same day here, and of course the same day as this one, which is, I can safely say, Wednesday the 10th of November 2021. Look how lit this up is. Well, look how lit up it is from here. Another cash machine free of charge over there. By the way, the reason why I mention them is because in case you wanted to know which one is free and which one isn't. Of course, subject to change since the recording of this video, so it could well change at any one given time. This is Lloyd's TSB, or just TSB actually. So you've got the amazing clock here. Just look at that, by the way. I've never literally seen a clock above a betting shop, and now I have. Forecasters were predicting, of course, kind of wet weather, but would move on later, which it sort of has. But of course, it's not as bad as probably sometimes they make out. But what I would say is that I'm not a weather expert, but of course it is spitting now of rain, which isn't too bad. I don't mind that. I have got the hat. Doesn't mean that I'm cold, by the way. It's just that I want to keep my head warm. That's all it is. And yeah. People laugh at why I've got a hat on thinking it's cold. Unbelievable. So this is the main high street of Stowmarket here in Suffolk. It is a lovely looking place. There are a few people about. It's half a ghost town, but of course half not a ghost town. So there's a bit of both as we walk down the centre here. There's often buses that park on that bus stop there, which I'm coming to in just a minute. Literally you can walk in the middle of the actual road, but I have to be careful just in case there's a car coming. Obviously you've got Argos, which we don't have in our town in Haverhill at the moment, and a few other towns might not have it as well. Clinton's card factory again. There's a lot of card factories everywhere. Greg's down here, and there's so much to look around, and I've literally got little time to look at this. I've got a ticket back to Bury St Edmunds. That was due to the train from Bury to Stowmarket being delayed, and I think they've given me an offer because it was being delayed to save the delayed repay, so they don't have to pay you back. That's one way of getting out of it, isn't it? But yeah, anyway, it's very nice of them to offer that. I've got to say, well done to Greater Anglia there. So this is Greg's. I think it's on its closing time, or on the verge of it. It probably is closed now, but obviously most of these shops are open during the day. There's hardly any town with shops open at night these days, but it's only these days we're talking about. There's a United Reformed Church there just to the right, and Kelly's Cabs for taxis. We once had to pay at least £30 odd to get to Bury St Edmunds from Stowmarket. I remember that. That was when the actual train itself couldn't run because of a fire around about the Bury St Edmunds station. So of course it's got a habit of things going wrong there, but let's hope we get back safely. According to the office, or the ticket office, then of course they're giving me good ribbons on that, and let's hope they are right. I might actually do a shortcut and go back the other way rather than go through the town. I'm only doing this to show you what it's like. And as you see the signs for what is about to come next on our part number 3, I'm afraid so, it has to be part number 3 for obvious reasons, because of course my memory might be so inefficient. Well, I'm talking about my phone memory, as in video memory. Now what is going to be really amazing as I walk down here is that there are 2 things to notice here, and of course something special to notice. You thought it was going to be a spoon. In actual fact, you'll have to wait for 1 second here, because I'm about to show you and tell you what is so fascinating about these 2 things. Well, firstly, that's the Regal. Secondly, we'll come to in just a little bit, is the Willow Tree Witherspoons, or Spoons as some people like to call it. That's the building that we'll come to in just a minute. So what's the connection? Well, Regal on this particular town, or in this particular town, is actually a cinema. If you look over here, you'll see the front of the cinema. Okay, and it's not a Spoons, whereas the Willow Tree is a Spoons, and we'll go there right now. Now, if you are a photographer, then it's easy to take the picture exactly how my screen is now from this side. Unlike some Witherspoons, for example, the Corn Exchange in Bury St Edmunds, although all spoons are very spectacular in their own way, they're all unique and they're not the same all the time. You know, different staff, different cooking, might be the same food, but definitely different atmosphere. So we'll take a little bit of a look inside, but then we're going to have to sadly end the film in a good way. So this is the Willow Tree in the complete darkness here. Are they getting ready for Christmas? I don't know if they're getting ready for Christmas, but just to prove that point, you can see it from here. That's the main entrance. Always looks like it's closed, but actually it's not. The lights are on and somebody's going to go inside. Yeah, that's me. Just a final quick word on this location here. You have to be very careful crossing the road, because I literally saw a van that went millions of miles an hour and it nearly sort of hit me there, but of course I had to stand back very close because I knew he was going fast, you see. That's the good thing about it. Lots of buses behind me there. You probably saw the other one as well. Anyway, that's the Ipswich buses that you could see going past me. Let's take a look inside, and yeah, I'm safe and sound now. This is the outside seating here. That's at the ball there. See machines. The toilets are that way. Up the stairs.
I just sent that to you. Yeah, you put it on the WhatsApp.
Well, I've arrived at the Willow Tree Stowmarket in Suffolk, and I'm now going to go order my food, so I want to eat it in peace. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care, and hopefully we'll see you all next time. And thank you for watching the earlier Bury one as well, all combined together. How fantastic is that? Till next time, take care.